Okay, so this is my first attempt at using this software to create this critique. I just want to say that I enjoyed this class. Um, as you can see in my comments, it was a love-hate relationship, but I'm definitely glad that I've been through it. And so we're going to look at a couple of my peers' redesigns, and I will do my best to offer beneficial critiques, as I hope some may be able to do for me, even though I posted a little bit late here. So we're going to go to Ethan Fetterman here and see what he's got for us. Okay, he did a redesign of the same website I did, Exotic Experience of Orlando, excuse me, Florida. And if you get to see my website, and I encourage it just so you can see the difference in approaches. We were not even at the end of a spectrum. We just totally different approach. One thing I will say is that the original site has a ton of photos of the animals and people interacting. I mean, just a ton. And I think we can both agree, Ethan and I, that uh, one of the objectives is to reduce. They kind of cluttered everything up, so reduce the amount of clutter. And so far, he has done that well. Um, Hopefully, I've done it well as well. But here we are on the home page, and I like how these menu items are not just fitting in a box, but kind of hanging down there. I don't know if that's intentional, but I like it. Um, the color scheme is very mellow. Perhaps he pulled off a better color scheme than I did, but I do like the blue. This footer seems incomplete, where here you have obviously they're hanging off, and you just tell the different shapes. Here your colors have meshed into each other. I don't know if that's the effect, almost like upside down tabs, but I would recommend or suggest maintaining maybe this look with the bottom here, or how you have your contact information here, perhaps maintaining that down here, and even repeating that contact information down in your footer as well. And another thing that we both, I guess, agreed on, and I can see it seems apparent here, is that because of the clutter of pictures, everything else on the original site got lost, and yet he, I think, has done a good job of at least calling our attention to purchasing shirts and being able to support the Animal Relief Fund, and also being able to schedule an event. They're big on this interaction that you experience on the ranch being unlike any other, and yet the original site, to me, it just suffers in drawing your attention to how to get there, and how to book a visit, and so he's created buttons here, and learn how we can make events exotic. Let's find out what he has for us. Um, I think this is wonderful, and he's showing a couple more of what they offer. He's got the photos here that aren't dominating the page. To me, he's given equal share of text and pictures. The buttons seem a little bit disconnected from perhaps the description. I would suggest just making them a little more obvious that they connect here. Maybe perhaps put them in a box that has the same color, maybe a checkerboard pattern, so to speak, but a little bit more delineated than what we have here. And I'm just going to book a field trip for the class and see what happens. Fill out the form below to request a tour, book a party, or schedule a field trip. I'm just going to use my information, except for right here. um, and I would like to go July 4th. I'm looking at his placeholder there, and it's showing me how I have to do it, so that's pretty good there. July 4th, 2013. And I definitely want it to be a tour. I don't want updates. I'm going to submit my request. And skadoosh, he does not have a page there, but that's okay. So far, I like this. It looks well put together, very obvious. He's not asking for a lot of information. And that's one thing I found kind of interesting is we'll see how he does here. Products. On the original site, there's no way to purchase anything online. And in my comments, I kind of suggested that somebody be able to book and pay for a visit, purchase merchandise online or purchase a gift certificate online without having to call or submit a form. Um, excuse me. Support exotic animal rescue. Help us rescue more exotic animals. I like that. Just letting you know what it's for. Your social media here and these icons are butting right up against here. I don't know if that's intentional or not, but you could probably get away with putting these three right up side next to here and or down here somewhere as well. Just repeating, especially because this page, at least on my screen, it doesn't just fit in one shot. I've got to scroll a little bit. The home or the logo, I guess we could call it, takes us home. That's wonderful. Same form for contacting, and they had a ton of pictures. He's got us looking at least 9 of them, so that's good. There's probably 90 events. Okay, animals, and here he's just highlighting some of them that are uh, featured on the website, no doubt. One thing I would recommend, Ethan, because I did the site as well, is uh, do just emphasize that some of the stuff has been on or is on YouTube, um, and link to it. I don't know if I did a good job of that myself, but looking at yours, I think that that would be a helpful thing. Overall, I like the general feel of the site. Having worked with it firsthand, I think that you've done an excellent job of reducing the clutter, organizing the imagery that they obviously love to show off, and I think it functions well. And those are just some suggestions and thoughts for you. And there's that one. Oh, bear with me here, please. Ah, oh, no. Let's go. We'll just do me a male, and then we'll do a female. So we'll do Amy's, and hers is theater downtown. And just first impressions. Your logo, obviously, because some of the text is white and you have a white background here, you lose it. I'm not sure if it's meant to be placed there or how this is laid out, but um, I would suggest bringing this background down some, putting the logo up here, maybe reducing the size so it fits in here nicely. This box here just seems haphazard, and I don't know if it has intent, but it just is sitting there with the background. Excuse me. And then this image here, I don't know where you got the art from, but it definitely, of course, is low quality. And uh, perhaps if in the future this is your real redesign, of course, I would suggest and recommend getting quality imagery right here, and just adds to the lure of theater. Your menu, or your this can be a menu. It looks like footer content, maybe not. But if it's a menu, of course, the only active one is contact, maybe contact, and let's see what happens. So contact us, they have an email address and their physical address, so that's good there. I'd say maybe a phone number as well. If somebody has a quick question, probably easy access there. And then here's your menu. This, I think if there's a way to dress this up more, it, like I said, resembles the footer content very much. You have these, I don't know what they're called, the technical term, but you have these vertical rules here or whatever, and they're not here. That would probably help visually to separate what you're looking at. Maybe through CSS you can dress these up and maybe not necessarily make them buttons, but make it just more obvious that these are separate things. It looks almost like a sentence to me at first glance, or just text. So here you go. So this is, I guess, what I was suggesting on your homepage. I don't know what's going on the homepage. Well, now it works. What did I do wrong? Have I done something wrong here? Let me see. Well, as the video shows, it looked out of place. Maybe it took a while to load it into. So this to me makes sense. You can disregard most of those comments I made earlier about the logo and your menu, except for, of course, it dressing it up. But as far as it being just sitting here looking random, and of course now this box makes sense. This image makes sense. Um, I would maybe maintain this font, the logo font here, or just pick a sans serif font. This looks random as concerning the rest of the site. For example, here you have a little bit about us. Show times we need you. I would kind of maintain that here. That's just random. Or use this here as show times we need you, a little bit about us. Your icons look good here. I'd maybe organize it a little bit more. Excuse me. I'm not sure how, other than just wouldn't distort the imagery a little bit. This one looks somewhat squished vertically. But of course we've got just whatever's coming up, whatever's the latest show. We need you. I would maybe make this something down here, just so that it's separate from that. But you definitely want to call attention. We need you volunteers. Let's see what happens. Depends on support from the community to exist. And so I'm not really sure, I guess, how this has to do with volunteering. I understand the contribution part. I'm going to read this. Okay, our supporters can help by volunteering their time, donating office equipment. Okay, so perhaps maybe you can emphasize this is a contribution info and this is ways to volunteer, or maybe you're interested in volunteering, or somehow just emphasize a little bit more that this is the volunteer, because it's eye-catching. You want people just to, as they're looking at the site, I don't know the numbers, but even right now as my eyes are going to and fro, I see boom, logo, boom, white text, boom, data downtown, boom. But if you had contribute, volunteer, it would add to the mix, and people's eyes would catch that. So I would suggest adding somehow a header, H2 maybe, to this section, and then one to this section as well. Filling in this form here. I'm about to do $50. Yes, MasterCard. Okay, expiration date. Maybe expiration date. I guess it's just open as to when I can do. Security code is 543. And I just want to donate. That's wonderful. Perhaps you could do something in here about leaving a message, or donate in memory of, or something like that. That might be something you can do as well, or a gift in memory of, or something like that. And then maybe a form for volunteering and a way to contact you and your availability, maybe something right here. Or that could be two sections. These two paragraphs, and this is one section, and then this paragraph and a form for volunteering could be another. But I'm going to stop there so I can hopefully get this turned in time. That's just some of my suggestions, and great work. And hope you guys enjoyed the class. Like I said, it was a love or hate for me, but I'm glad I went through it. And you have a good night, and hopefully I'll get this in on time.